What's up? Live stream with FrugalBC. That is me. And we got a lot to talk about today. We got some, we're going to talk about ETH versus Algorand. Well, we got ETH merge happens. So we're going to talk about that, compare it a little bit to Algorand. I talked about that earlier in the week. I had a video on that, but we're going to go into it a little bit more. I've got a little more information. We're going to talk about things not going so great in El Salvador right now. So we're going to get into that. But the biggest news today is we are going to talk about the Twitter beef between Algorand Foundation CEO Stacy Warden and well, everybody else in the Algorand community. Now I got some viewpoints on this. I think my views are just a little bit different than everybody else's in the communities. But we'll get to that in a second. Of course, we're going to go through the Algorand crypto charts, and we're going to go through the tiny chart. I still call it tiny chart. I know it's Vestige now, but I hate that name. I loved it when it was tiny chart. I thought that was just a better name. And we're going to get into all that. Really fun day today. Got a little mountain biking in this morning, and man, sometimes you just got to get outside and have some fun and, leave the crypto stuff behind for a little bit. But now we're back at a Saturday night, and we are going to have some fun with crypto. Hey, so just a reminder, guys, one of the things we do on the live stream is I love to answer your questions. So make sure to, and just say hi too in the chat. But also if you leave questions for me, I will answer them, and they don't have to necessarily be Algorand, but probably the best equipped to answer those. I can talk about other blockchains as well. Always great to hear your feedback. And as you know, I go through my YouTube comments and we talk about those too. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, you might want to go ahead and do that. We are always doing crypto experiments. And that's the whole point of the channel, is to do the experiment, let you know how things go. And so that's what we're all about. And you can join our community too to get more in-depth information. I'm still working on what to share, but you get access to the live stream, you get access to the private Facebook group. And so if you hit the join, plus a bunch of little chat icons and emojis and things like that. So if you can hit the join button next to the subscribe channel if you're interested in that. And if you're watching this on replay, I know you guys aren't going to see this now, but on replay you'll be seeing this. You can sign up to Lofty, and if you hold your tokens for 3 months, we'll each get $25 if you go through my link. So that'll be in the description on the replay. And let's see. I think that's all the housekeeping. Let's see what's up. Well, Fredo has been been doing some DCA, and I like to hear that. Welcome to the channel. And Pat Hardery, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, let's see. Let's get into the charts, and then we're going to do a deep dive. Yeah, I saw that. Probably have to make a video on that next week. I'm going to put that on the screen, actually. Pat's mentioning that secondary market is now open on Lofty. That is true, and I haven't even dived into it yet. It said it's in beta. Now, I don't know who that... They told me I had access. I don't know who all has access. So I don't know if everybody does or not, but maybe it's just opened up now. I got an email about that said they were doing a beta on it, so pretty cool. It's open. Maybe it's just an open beta for everyone. I don't know. All right. Well, let us get into enough of me yapping. Well, it will be me yapping. The whole live stream is going to be me yapping, and sorry if that disappoints you. Let's get into the charts first. Get the easy stuff out of the way before we dig into the Stacy Warden news. Okay, so yeah, not a great week. So despite the Ethereum merge, that did not send Ethereum price up. In fact, it did quite the opposite. It kind of makes sense because you're shutting off a whole bunch of miners. But that being said, pretty much everything is down. And I've been saying this like pretty much every week, but crypto just kind of keeps going. It keeps following the stock market for the most part. And they all kind of move in unison, if you notice that. And you'll see this, when Bitcoin is down, pretty much everything else is down, with exceptions. And there are exceptions, but not a whole lot of them. I mean, as you can see, everything's just kind of down on the week. Ethereum dropping 17.76% in a 7-day period. Not so great for ETH. Exceptions, the XRP is up. Good for XRP. Cardano down. Everything is down more or less. My Shiba Inu, not doing so good. I got a Moonbag of Shiba Inu, so it can do whatever it wants. I sold and I bought a little bag of it. It went up. I sold, took profits. That's a good thing to do with these experimental projects. Like if you get a chance to take a win on them, take your win and everything else is gravy. Not financial advice, just saying. Yeah, chain link up a little bit, teeny tiny amount, bucking the trend. It's good to see. Let's see, and yeah, all the way to Algorand. It's down 4% on the week, up a little bit today, up 4.45%, and then down just a touch on the hour. We're still sitting at just under 31 cents, so not really too bad compared to where it's been. So that's not too bad for Algorand. But like I said, it's down a little bit. It's not as down as like as much as ETH, not as much as Terra Luna Classic. Did you see that Terra Luna is back up? And I actually, if you have an opportunity to buy it, it might not be a bad little speculation. Not that I'm giving you financial advice or anything. Might not be a bad little speculation. I mean, because you can get in, you can get a whole bunch of it for not much, and if nothing happens, well, what do you got? You bought about 1,000 of these. It's like 30 cents. I mean, you never know, right? All right, let's switch over to Vestige, or Tiny Chart, as I like to call it. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. It's just such a lame name compared to Tiny Chart. Cosmic Gold is up 1% and a whole lot more on the day. I don't know what the percentages are. They have a mouse over? Nope. Worth a shot. I really wish they had I wish they had the percentage, because I like to read those off. I think the weekly change is more important in my opinion, especially since I do this weekly. But yeah, Cosmic Gold doing really well. All my Cosmic Gold stuff was doing well. And by the way, and I'll probably have a video on this too. Well, maybe a short. I don't know. Cosmic Gold there's now a Tiny Man farm with Cosmic Gold AlGO, and it's doing pretty well. It's up a little bit, so it's quite a bit more than the other ones, than the AlGO BTC. So I think Tiny Man farms are probably here to stay. I think they're always going to have a rotation of them. And so if you have the first season NFT for Cosmic Gold, you've been getting regular Cosmic Gold payments. So I've been taking that and just putting it into, whatever. I had it in Yieldly, and now I have it on Tiny Man. So I'm actually out of Yieldly now. It's gone. Nothing on Yieldly. That was the only thing I was doing on Yieldly, which you know what? That's good, because I can't pronounce that very well. There's too many L sounds in there, and I just miss them. DeFi token, not so good. Down just a little bit. Go Mint down just a little bit. Well, maybe more than a little bit, actually, now that I look at it. AlGo Gems kind of doing the accordion there, kind of all over the place, but it is up a little bit on the day and the week. Like me some AlGo Gems. Great NFT platform. Makes it really easy to make them. I should probably do for a video sometime soon. Vestige down a little bit. That's what they get for changing it from Tiny Chart. Chips is up a little bit on the day and the week, as is Yieldly. Still nowhere near that 2 cents it used to be. I mean, nowhere near, but just so you know, it's there. Opulus, not so good for Opulus. Just kind of a slow slope down on the week. As Weblen, one of those weird patterns where it's just kind of like zoop and level and then zoop. But yeah, not much going on there. AlGo Dex, kind of So that's our top 10 or whatever. I don't know. Is that 10? I assume that's 10. Popular right now is Yieldly, apparently, as is Dharma Network and Buttcoin. And two of those three are the biggest gainers. Taco Coin is up 68.6%, Dharma Network up 23.5%, and Buttcoin up 18%. Those of you who have watched my channel, you heard me talk about this already, but Buttcoin was a project that was created simply to show how easy it is to create an ASA. I mean, it's literally like 4 forms. And B, how easy it would be to rug pull, and how easy it is to create liquidity. It's pretty incredible. And I know I keep saying, yeah, eventually I'm going to do a video on that. And yeah, fine. One of these times I actually will. So that's what's going on with the chart. Let's see what people are saying. Yeah, the PBTC is dropping a bit. That's a bummer. Oh, we got a lot of comments. A lot of people commenting. Jez says, why do I need to do the charts? I don't know. Do you not like it? I think it's interesting to kind of give a little snapshot about where we're at. But Yeah, he does not like the charts. Well, I don't do technical analysis, but I don't know. I think it's kind of good to know where it's at. I guess I don't. Does everyone else hate the charts? Let me know. Let me know in the chat or the comments if you're watching on replay. Wilfredo says, well, once WW111 pops off, that's when crypto will take it. Are you talking about, is that a World War III? Is that what you're saying there? I don't know. Will we ever have a World War III? I suppose. Never know what's going to go on with that. I don't think I can say it. I'll get kicked off of YouTube. So I won't say the U word or the R word, but I'll say that the little conflict going on there on the other side of the world. And, I wish everyone safety in that aspects. Pat says, what's up with PBTC? Dropping like strawberries. I haven't looked at that in a while. We'll take a look at that later. And Yasuos, Straw Hatos. Is that a One Piece reference? He says P Network's coin is listed on Binance, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, it says dropping big time. Oh, that's scary. Yeah. XCT. Yeah, I don't know. I never did anything with XCT. And Pat says, looking forward to your view of the Stacy drama. Well, lucky you. I'm gonna go. I think I'm just gonna go into that next. All right, let's. By the way, brought to you by LaCroix Water. Not really. They should sponsor the channel though. Sorry, forgot to mute. I know the drinking sound drives people nuts. The limoncello is the best one. The XCT dropped a lot. Yeah, we'll look at that. Okay, let's get into that Stacy drama because I have a very different take than most people from what I've read. Okay, wrong one. Sorry. Giving away the game a little bit. Actually, hold on. Okay, so here's the deal. Stacy Warden on, what was this, on Friday? Let me see. Yeah, Thursday, actually. I'm sorry. Thursday evening, made a Twitter comment, kind of made a whole lot of people mad, and we're gonna look at that in a second. But some people, basically, Stacy's beef is with pretty much everyone that's in the Algorand committee. Community, excuse me. I might be the only one who I don't want to say I'm on her side, but I kind of see where she's coming from. So why don't we now? Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. So Stacy wrote, "Hi, if anyone questions the integrity, honesty, competence, or reputation of me I assume she meant, or anyone on my staff, do feel free to dump your algos immediately. Goodbye and good riddance." Also blocked. It's the third time with the misinformation. 3 strikes and you were out. Okay. So before I knew really even what this was about, kind of I got the sense of what she was talking about. So I tweeted this to her in response. I said, I think it's the role of us crypto creators to report honestly, fiercely, with integrity to our viewers, readers. As I always say, journalists should be a watchdog, not an attack dog, and not a lapdog. And I do firmly believe that. I work in the journalism industry, the media industry, and that's always been my framework. And when you're an attack dog, that means you're just looking for anything to attack someone with. If you're a lapdog, you're just taking whatever they say at face value and not digging in. And I think you got to be somewhere in the middle there. Watchdog is like hitting that middle. It says so. I said I apply that framework to my channel as well, and I do. That's my goal. And you guys keep me honest too. You guys call me out when I make a mistake, and I appreciate that. I want to get things right. I'm not worried about me being right. I'm worried about the facts being right. I want to present you guys with the correct facts. And if I get something wrong, always feel free to say, hey, actually it's this. Hope you'll be respectful, and most people are, so I appreciate that. I said, in fact, it's why I focus mainly on Algorand. Of everything I've tried to keep standing out from the crowd for its speed, low-cost transactions, easy use for most of its projects, but that comes with me pointing out the good and bad points of everything I try out without hype. I got a lot of likes on these. including from Stacey Warden, and hey, that's fine. I'm not necessarily farming for her likes. So I didn't even, but I felt like that was something important to say. Okay, so what was it in response to? So this was from something from Zach BTC, and I gotta find that one. So what basically was happening? There's some complaints about a guy named Terabellini. Was it Ryan? Yeah, Ryan Terabellini, who was the Formosa Financial co-founder, and he currently is, I believe, he's in charge of like ecosystem development at Algorand. I can't remember his exact title. So I'm going to share this one. Now there was well, actually, let me scroll up. So this was a story about Jeffrey Huang, and basically this was a breakdown of, and this is thanks to Twitter sleuth Zach XBT. By the way, he put this together. Apparently, he's involved in like he stole 22,000 Ethereum, and he's involved in a number of like projects that ended up being scams. So here's the thing: 22,000 ETH embezzled over 10 projects failed. Story of Machi Big Brother Jeff Huang. Again, now Jeff Huang doesn't have anything to do with Algorand. Fair enough. And so I scrolled down, and it turns out project number 2 was Formosa Financial, and this is where 22,000 ETH were raised in an angel funding round, and then another 22K ETH in another round. 2 guys were involved and were accused of stealing 22,000 from this company, 22,000 ETH, by the way, not dollars. And there's not necessarily an allegation for Ryan Terabellini, except that he was the CEO at the time. And in fact, actually, he according to him, he became CEO of Formosa Financial after the embezzlement took place. So that's really important to keep in mind. Now we go to this thread from Andy Drewy, and I think this is the person who drew her ire. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but this really it has to be this. So he says, first, XBT, your effort in protecting retail from risky individuals is noble, and I hope you continue your efforts in investigative journalism. But in this instance, the real villain of Formosa Financial story is Ryan Terabellini, founder, CEO, and FMF. He has terrible in his name. I feel bad for him. That's just not a good start. So this is a really long thread, and I'm not going to read it all. But if you look up ANDYDREWIE, you can look at Andy Drewy. You can look it up yourself, or you can probably see it. I don't have to read it to you. Basically, he's saying that Ryan Terabellini was notorious for mismanaging project funds, that he was late or never paid salaries or reimbursements. And that's pretty much the whole thing. Makes the point that he was just a bad CEO. I'm not going to comment on whether that's the case or not. I don't know this guy. I don't know his background, but this is the case he makes. But I'm going to scroll down because there's a very important rejoinder here. So just give me a second. Okay, here's the important part. It says, while I agree Ryan is incompetent, this is 22,000 ETH from the treasury that went to Jeff, George, and Yalu. Thread makes them out to somehow be victims. So I don't really get it. I mean, like, I understand, like, and by the way, this Terabellini guy, as far as I know, he is not accused of doing anything in the realm of, for actually Algorand itself. He didn't say anything about him. So that's one thing, but there seems to be some implication that maybe that his involvement in Algorand Foundation isn't so good. So what do I think about this? Well, overall, don't necessarily have a huge problem with her saying this. So there's a few different aspects. A lot of people are saying it's unprofessional. I don't really I don't think it's unprofessional. I just don't. You can disagree with me if you want. I don't know if I would say dump your algos. That might have been a little bridge too far, but a leader, I would expect a leader to stand up for her team. I would expect that. You don't want, if you work for somebody, don't you want your boss to have your back? Unless you did some actual serious wrongdoing, and if you did, then okay, all right. Then we're talking a different ballgame. But as far as I know, it's this guy's basically. I don't know why you focus so much on this Terabellini guy when he's not the one who embezzled, right? So, but I saw someone in the comments in the chat say, it's okay to ask questions. Absolutely. I think we should always be critical, but also we gotta come armed with your facts, right? You definitely got to come armed with your facts. You can't just be spitting stuff out there and spreading information. So, yeah. Pat says he doesn't think the CEO should be responding. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think because I think that would be his direct boss, right? I'm 100% sure this is about Terabellini. But yeah, I don't. Well, it's crypto. I mean, I think we expect it to be a little. What's the word? I've been trying to think of the right word. Not tongue in cheek. That's not the right word. But we don't want our crypto people shouldn't be so stiff and wooden. Basically, I guess at the end of the day, I just felt like it wasn't that big a deal. Like I don't really care that much about what she does day to day, to be honest, or what she says, especially what she says on Twitter. I just really don't care. Make the project good. If the project's good, great. If it's not, whatever. So I know a lot of people don't agree with that, and I'm going to show. Oh no, I'm not. I've been reading a lot of comments about it, and the word unprofessional came up a lot. So someone else who weighed in, Charles Hoskins weighed in. He was not. He said, "I don't get it. Is Algorand decentralized or not? What does that have to do with being centralized or decentralized? I'm not really sure. Level of integrity of a company should influence a protocol that is independent of physical companies. I like Algorand and respect Silvio a lot. Strange take from their foundation." And so Stacy responded to this. Well, here's the real moon algo says the Algorand Foundation has been very sus from inception. 3AC involvement. Actually, I thought they very specifically avoided 3AC, but I could be wrong about that. Because they said losing $35 million chasing yield, 3% of total foundation assets to HODLNOT. Now, see, I thought that was very specifically said in HODLNOT that they the only reason they got into HODLNOT is because it wasn't 3AC involvement. But maybe they had that earlier on. I'm not sure. If you don't trust this dumper token, hiring Ryan Toblerone, well, that's mean. Making fun of his name. I guess I did a little too. And $100 million to drone racing. Well, I mean, you feel free to disagree, but hold on, I gotta back this up because Charles, didn't you just have like a whole big tirade on your little YouTube channel about people dissing Cardano and making false allegations against you? Like, did you not do that about 6 months ago? Because I watched it. So nice try, Charles. Sorry. I just think it's funny coming from Charles because he basically did the exact same thing. It's like, give me a break. Anyway, in fact, someone down here, we're going to get into Stacy's response, but he says, irony is Charles recently had his own meltdown with the ADA community. Yeah, he did. The whole centralization thing too. I mean, we can have a debate about that because obviously we have these organizations and they have involvement in making these. So I don't know, how decentralized is it really? I think there's always going to be a little bit of a balance there, but says Charles. So Stacy says, Charles, do you follow me on Twitter now? Hashtag I've hit the big time. Yeah, overreacted just a little. LOL. Guy was a troll. Obviously, I should have ignored him. Just when humans got involved, I get a bit defensive. Well, I have you here. Will you speak it to Cypher? Well, I guess nice of her to invite him to Cypher, but yeah, someone responded that it wasn't a meltdown. I've seen. I mean, it was just as much of a meltdown as Stacy's was. I don't. It was basically the same tone. Hers was on a tweet. His was on a YouTube channel. They might even be talking about a different one, but the one I saw, like he definitely went all out. So it's like come on, Charles, you know better. And by the way, I like Charles a lot. I think he's a really smart guy. I loved his appearance on Lex Friedman, and so it's not like bashing Charles necessarily, but I'm gonna bash that comment. Oops, here we go. So I guess basically the what I'm saying is that yeah, I think we should be critical. I think we should keep an eye on this stuff. I don't have a problem with somebody uh looking into things, but also it seemed weird to be going after a guy that didn't seem to be the cause of it. And you literally you're defending people who literally embezzled money. That just doesn't make sense to me, but okay, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think, because Yasuo says, yeah, it's normal to have questions. Yeah, we should always be asking questions. Absolutely, 100% agree. Um, and Pat says it will blow over quickly. Yeah, I think it will too. I listen. It's not a catastrophic event. And Yasuo says even CEOs are human. Yeah, for sure they are. And she's a leader, and she's supposed to have her employees back. I mean, I had to do this recently, like just Friday. I had to do this too because someone attacked one of my writers, and they made false allegations. He had the receipts to show there were false allegations, and you know what? I take that pretty seriously. But I guess I'd be a little more careful in how I'd word things, and I wouldn't tell people to drop. I wouldn't tell people to drop the paper. I'm not going to say like, "Hey, stop watching my YouTube channel." I have kicked people out. I mean, I've blocked people from my YouTube channel. It doesn't happen very often. Most people are really cool. Like, and like I said, the only thing I would block somebody that would cause me to block somebody is if like you're really just. I can tell you're not trying to have a conversation. You're just basically being a hater. And I haven't gotten too many of those, but I have gotten a few where it's just like one negative comment after another. Or I had one guy that kept saying, oh, this project won't work anymore and it's doomed, and I lost all this money. And I said, okay, wait, how did you lose that money? And then I kept asking the question and they wouldn't answer. I'm like, yeah, you're spreading misinformation. So yeah, I know. Like I said, I get where she's coming from. I just think I do agree. She probably could handle it maybe a little better, but I also understand, like, it's her job to back up her team. So, well, that's that. I'm gonna put that one to bed because that's probably enough. Did I miss anything? Let me see. Pat says your next sponsor, Yuli. That's funny. I've been thinking really hard about what happens when I start getting. I've been getting a lot of BS sponsor requests. I've been getting like, oh God, it'll be like, oh, here's a website and whatever, and I'll just be like, yeah, I don't know. People are like, yeah, okay, we can pay you to do sponsored videos. Let us know how much you would charge, and then I go, and they basically got a website and a promise, nothing else. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Like I take your trust very carefully. So I've been really thinking long and hard about how I would do sponsorships, because I don't want people to think that I'm just promoting something that just to get the sponsorship money. So one of the things I thought about was maybe that I thought if people like I think one of the rubrics would be it'd have to be something that I've already tested for a year and I'm really excited about and I like a lot. So like right now the only one I think that would fit is Lofty. Lofty I would If Lofty wanted to sponsor my videos, I would, because I've been using it. I'm happy with it. And I'd also have to have some kind of stipulation, or I would just have to take the L. Like I'd have to say, like, listen, if you guys start screwing the pooch, I'm gonna have to tell people how it is, and you may or may not want to keep me around. So we're thinking about that. And Pat says, any DeFi investments? Um, any new ones? Yeah, I actually, so I'm not in Yieldly anymore, and I am in Tiny Man. So that's the newest. And then I want to do something with Cometa, but I haven't yet. Let's see. So Yasuus, so you'd like a review on XET, down 99%. Seems that much room to go. And from DeFi, I saw that there are many holder addresses compared to ASAs. Yeah, I'll put that on my list. XET. I'll take a look at. There's a lot of projects out there, and it's getting to the point where it's like, well, how many of these can I do? So I have to be really careful about which ones I select. And I'm really leaning towards stuff that does something that other projects aren't already doing. So like, I don't want to review like the 14th DEX on Algorand. It's like, yeah, unless it really does something, it really solves a problem that the other ones aren't. So something to think about. Okay, let's look at some more news. I really ought to. Yeah, so we talked about the ETH merger this week. I did a video on it. The merger went really smooth. It was done on September 15th, and very great transition. Very smooth transition. I'm going to turn this off because it distracts me. It just seemed to go really, really well. So good for ETH, good for them. And as I pointed out in my video, the gas fees are still the same. They have not gone down. And actually, from my understanding, this incarnation, the merge is not supposed to affect gas fees or transaction prices, fees or speed. So now the big deal is that it's supposed to get much faster in the future, and it could go up to 100,000 transactions per second. That is a lot. So someone on the Reddit asked, if ETH reaches 100,000 TPS, what's the point of Algorand? Said, I'm not here to spread FUD with this post. I think it's a reasonable question. Yeah, I think it is. ETH, by all appearances, now has the very features that Algorand touts as advantages to its blockchain. What advantages does it have now? And so that's really interesting. This person says, the merge does nothing related to throughput, finality, forking, or gas fees. ETH is still slow, can fork, and is expensive to transact on. Yeah, actually, the merge does not, but other things are supposed to improve that. There's other steps in the process that eventually will make ETH faster and also less expensive. And I'm really curious if but the thing is, like, it can't get any. Can it really get any cheaper than ETH or than Algorand? Excuse me. I mean, Algorand's already so cheap. It could get faster. I mean, 100,000 compared to what are we at? 6, 8, something like that. Oh, let's see. Question. Yeah, and as someone points out here, it's like, well, it's not just will, but also when. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, look how long it took to get proof this merge. I mean, that was supposed to happen last November, and they've been talking about it for years. So, yeah, I think the thing about it is it will be a while. Let's see, they're talking about shards and all that. And here they point out kind of the how will it reach 100,000 TPS? TPS on AlGO, TPS on ETH, maybe a little bit different. Key differences between L1 scaling and inherent limitations will become clear. Yeah, that should be interesting. Block size will be the next big debate. So transaction speeds, it's a big reason why Cardano won't shine. And it leads to spaghetti code either way, though I don't see ETH going anywhere near that TPS unless it's the only hat in the ring with every mining computer giving it help. Yeah, so, and then of course there's all the L2 stuff, but then that has its issues. I guess the bottom line is I just don't think Algorand's in trouble. I just don't think it'll be in trouble for a while. I think it'll be okay. It's got a ways to go before it becomes useful. But hey, cheap ETH could be a good thing. There's a lot of projects on Ethereum that'll suddenly be a lot easier for people to use. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a good thing. I do have other coins besides Algorand. So I just want to point that out. Let's see. I thought there was one more. That was the most exciting thing. Oh yeah, I'm just going to briefly touch on this. Doesn't really have a lot to do with. Yeah, Fitch downgrades El Salvador's rating to CC. Fitch Ratings, the TLDR is at Fitch Ratings. And so there's these rating service that basically they rate people's bond ratings, and this affects like the interest rates that you get. It affects like when you go apply for loans. CC is now I don't know anything about Fitch. I know about like Moody's and ones like that, but typically like AAA is the top. And you usually wouldn't see like even your like local city, even if you have a small city or a village, they're usually not going to be below single A. So for this to go to CC from CCC, I mean, this is a dire liquidity situation as the January bond maturity deadline approaches. So could be really bad for El Salvador. As you know, El Salvador was a big investor in crypto. It changed all its stuff over to Bitcoin. It really embraced Bitcoin, and so this is probably not the greatest news for that. So I don't want to spend a ton of time on that, but I just wanted to point that out because it's something I'm keeping an eye on. And I don't know if there was anything else. That was that. I think we're all good. Let's see. Well, people still got questions. Let me go back through. Did you sell your ETH2? Well, I guess I got to put your other question up. Did you sell your ETH2? I did not. I still have my ETH2. I haven't done anything with it. It's probably another video for my chart of videos. It's like because I'll probably sell it and just throw it onto my Algorand chain, to my Algorand wallet. And Pat says there was a great chart on Twitter comparing AlGO to new ETH. I can't find it. Oh yeah. If you can find that, let me know. Shoot me a message or something. I'd love to see that. I think that's really interesting. Yeah, I think this is all really interesting. And I'm not like a maximalist on Algorand. So far, I think it's the best one, and so that's why it's just worked the best for me. I've tried all this stuff out. Oh, I was going to ask. So I'd like to ask anyone's watching, and if you're watching this on replay, someone said they were having problems sending AlGO from their Para wallet to Coinbase. So I've never gone from one to the other. In fact, I haven't used Para for it. I've used my AlGO, but usually I'm sending it from Coinbase to my AlGO wallet, not the other way. So has anyone had a problem with that? Let me know. And if there's a solution, I'd love to get this guy some help here. Yeah, someone else. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my Para wallet video must have started taking off because I did that one a while ago. Someone asked if it still had like a 7% APY, and I don't know where that comes from. The old APY was always 5.5%, as I recall, or was it a little higher? I don't remember. Anyway, I explained to him that is long gone. We've got governance rewards instead. Yeah, I was, so I talked in that ETH video, I talked about how much I hate MetaMask, and I do hate MetaMask. Someone commented and said they said, I hear you on MetaMask, but as I got used to it, I feel like it's not all that bad. They said he hated his my AlGO wallet because he had, what did he say? Oh, he has to, I was going to ask if anyone experienced this too. According to Ryan, he says his my AlGO wallet, every time he uses it, it like basically resets, and he has to use his passphrase. If any of you guys experience that, let me know, whether it's on live chat or replay. Just very, very curious about that. And yeah, Pat, who's in the chat right now, had asked me a question about ETH2 and when he'd be able to sell it. Like we talked about that. I guess I can bring that up a little bit. You can actually take ETH2 and wrap it into Coinbase ETH2 or CB ETH2, and apparently that allows you to sell it and send it places. Now, what I would do, what I'm going to do probably is I'm going to trade it for, I'll wrap it, trade it for Algorand, send the Algorand to my AlGO wallet, and then swap it on Tiny Man with like some Go ETH. I assume Go ETH. I don't think that would change. That would be an interesting thing to look into too. Let's see. Well, someone asked me if I'd recommend putting more than $50 on a property or just buy a bunch of properties for 50 each. And I said I like to diversify. So I have a number of different properties. That way, if there's a problem with one, you're still earning on your others. This is on Lofty, by the way, in case that's unclear. Let's see. Someone commented on one of my old Townstar videos saying they felt it was a Ponzi. I said, I don't think it's quite, I'm hesitant to call it a actual Ponzi scheme, but it kind of like goes in that direction because it seems like it's just getting people to buy these really expensive NFTs. And especially now, there's like, I don't know how many games you can buy NFTs for, and like 2 games you can actually play. So I think that's a little weird. Let's see, I got some scams. And then Celsius, let's see. Yeah, the Celsius thing is interesting. I just listened to Twitter Spaces last night where the Celsius CEO was like freaking out on somebody, and it just seems like he really doesn't get it. I feel bad for anyone who had money on Celsius. I had a little bit of money, a little bit of coin on Celsius. That's kind of a good point. Someone said, how can AlGO be the only pure proof of stake, yet we can't stake it? I guess it's governance now, so it's a different way to stake it, I guess. Just seeing if there's any other ones here. Oh, well, this is old, so okay. That's all the questions. Let's see in the chat. Yeah, I've always done it the other way. And oh, Flowsharp, how you doing? I've seen you before. Welcome back. It's never happened to me. Parallel Wallet works great. And Pat said the same thing. Yeah, I haven't. Like I said, I usually do that stuff on my AlGO anyway when I deal with Coinbase, but I have them paired together. And there is a video if you guys don't know how to pair them together. I do have a video on my channel about how to pair the my AlGO wallet to Para, so you can have them paired together. Hashtag dad joke. Okay. It's getting late when I start making dad jokes. It's not good. So yeah, any other questions? We got a few minutes left. If you have anything, I'm going to take a little drink here. I just muted the mic so you don't have to listen to the drinking noises. Yeah, otherwise, oh, here we go. And Pat says, apparently Exodus offers algo staking for 10%. Gotta look into this. Yeah, I feel like I heard something about that too briefly, so I'll have to look at that. Yeah. Well, guys, got a good 45 minutes there, just about. Appreciate everyone watching. Thanks so much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would do so, and can join our community as well. We have a Facebook group that you can get in. Plus, you'll get like emojis and chat icons and things like that. As always, appreciate everyone watching, and yep, thank you, Pat. Appreciate you guys watching, and you guys stay safe out there. And well, you know what I always say, we'll see you in the future.